Hello and welcome to How to Convince Your Friends You're Good at Cooking, the show that teaches uni students and anyone else willing to learn how to make good, crowd-pleasing meals on a budget. This week, how to make perfect chicken breast and wings. So everybody loves chicken, but everybody has also had some really bland and dry chicken at some point in their life as well. So how do you guarantee that your chicken is juicy, tender and delicious whenever you cook it? Well, there's two main methods. 1, fast and even cooking, and 2, marinading. And we're going to talk about both in this episode. So let's start with the cooking. So here we are, late in the evening, I'm tired and I want some quick, juicy chicken. The best way to guarantee that your chicken is juicy is to cook it as quickly and evenly as possible. This means you have two options: dice it up really small, or keep the breast whole and pound it out. And that's what we're going to do here. So take your chicken breast and begin to open it up like a book using a sharp knife like so. Please be careful to watch your fingers, just take your time. Once it looks like this, season it all over with your choice of seasoning. Personally, I'm using salt, pepper and tarragon. Shout out to my nan for recommending that one. Next, we're going to cover the breast with some cling film and use a small frying pan, or a meat tenderizer if you've got it, to pound it out until the breast is about ½ an inch thick. Now this is not only pounded in the seasoning to increase the flavour, but it's made it an even thickness, so it will cook evenly as well. As well as the fact that it is significantly thinner now, so it will cook a lot quicker. So oil your pan and heat it up on medium-high heat and gently lower in your chicken breast. I can't give you an exact time for this because I don't know how thinly you've pounded yours out, how the hob you have works, or what kind of pan you're using. So I'm going to recommend you do this by sight. If you are genuinely really scared about meat temperature, get a meat thermometer. You can buy them really cheaply and they'll really take away that stress from you. Visually, what you are looking for is the heat to be creeping up the side of the chicken. Once it gets about 2/3 of the way up, you're ready to flip it over. Once it's flipped, you want to cook it for about half the amount of time you cooked it on the other side for, just to make sure you don't dry it out. And once that's done, you are ready to pull out your chicken breast and serve. And just look at how beautiful, tender and juicy that chicken is. And in a very short amount of time too. Now then, if you've got a bit more time on your hands and want to maybe do some prep the night before, your option here is marinading, which will amp up your flavour and tenderness to a whole new level. So rather than giving you a specific marinade recipe, I am going to teach you how to make your very own marinades. A marinade involves 4 key components. 1, acid. This will break down the meat and make it more tender. 2, oil. This brings everything together into one cohesive liquid. 3, flavour, for flavour. And 4, salt, which will keep your meat juicy. In the article below, I'll provide a big list of things that can be used for all 4 of these parts, so you can mix and match and make your own marinades. But for this episode, I will be demonstrating the principles with a mango lime marinade. For my acid, I'll be using lime juice and a splash of white vinegar. For my oil, I'll be using sunflower oil. Make sure that you use about 3 times more oil than you do acid. For my flavour, I'm using fresh mango, pepper and chili flakes. Now if you don't have a blender like this, using juice is fine and just mix it up in a bowl. And finally, salt. And now I'm going to blend that all together until it makes a beautiful marinade like this. So once again, pound out your chicken and place it in either a bag or some Tupperware. And add your marinade. Although, I'll be saving some of this marinade to use later on. Now you want to put it in your fridge and leave it overnight. I'm going to make a point here to say this will work with all meats, however, do not do this with fish. So here we are the next morning and our chicken is ready. So take it out the marinade and get rid of any excess. And we're going to cook it in pretty much exactly the same way we did the chicken before. Once done, you're going to serve and have your mind blown by just how much flavour you have imparted into this chicken. Finally, let's talk wings. You're going to have to start by butchering them, unless you can get them pre-broken down for you. Remove the wing tip, which is this little wiggly bit here, by cutting through the joint. From here, you can either keep the wing whole, or you can cut through the joint like so. And this will separate your wing into a drum and a winglet. Now this will rely you on having a fairly sharp knife, so if you're worried about that, just keep it whole and only remove the wingtip. Once you have butchered all your wings, toss them in some flour until they're fully coated, then place them on a tray like so. Optionally, you can spritz them with a little bit of oil. Then you want to bake for 45 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius. Once they're out and crispy, you're ready to glaze them. So to show the versatility of marinades, I will be using what I reserved earlier to make this glaze. So I'm going to pour the marinade into a pan and add some honey. This honey will allow it to caramelise as it heats up. Once it's heated through, I'm going to toss in my wings and coat them. And now I'm ready to serve. Delicious, sticky, messy, and everything you want from a sharing platter. So thank you very much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you like what you saw, and comment down below what you'd like to see next. Next time, we'll be doing our first fan request, tofu.